Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 16th, 2023 new moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps this channel be seen by the YouTube algorithm, and you guys are helping me out immensely. So, thank you so very much for doing so. If you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or an animal healing, go and check out my website, daneharttarot.com. And if you're having difficulty booking a reading, just email me at daneharttarot@gmail.com. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below, as will a link to my website. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's see what energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is the Ace of Pentacles. So there's a pull with money. There's something where money will be coming forward, but I see it more as a battle, like on the horizon, or you've been really fighting for this, really working hard towards this, and it's coming forward, but it feels like you're getting, 2 steps forward, 5 steps back type of energy is here. You're coming out, you're looking for prosperity, success, something you could have been promised, or something where you thought, oh, this will be easy, or this will be right. It just feels right. And it's taking longer. It's a lot more complicated than you had imagined it would be. So just being aware of that during this time is going to be super helpful because it grounds you. It's not making you feel cheated because you're going to get there in the long run. It's just that this is a bit frustrating. This is a bit overwhelming. This is a bit intense. So let's see the energy from spirit, angels, and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Here we have divinity, connecting ourselves with the divine. The cycle of the moon, connecting us with the cycle of our own humanity, can be very, very important. And also the cycle of our connections with divinity, those times we feel close to it. Like with the full moon, we can really see it, we feel it. It's right there. It's very real to us. It's very visual to us. And the new moon, times where divinity can feel further away, or it can feel like a time of contemplation, a deep diving into the silence, the quiet, which can be very unnerving, very overwhelming for us as human beings. We like the noise. And so we can feel very connected to the new moon. It depends on our temperament or where we are in our personal journey. But connecting with that silence, connecting with the moon being seen as going into the underworld. And I love that sense of it goes into the underworld and then it is reborn on the 17th or the 18th, depending on where you are in the world. So that's really quite beautiful. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. Oh, so the crown chakra, just hit it with my finger. So the crown chakra is saying, hey, pay attention to me. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay, interesting. Very interesting during this time. So let's just dive into the astrology of this time because this is a very intense, very powerful new moon. This new moon is in 23 degrees of Leo. The sun and the moon are both in Leo. And this is a very powerful time lunarly speaking, the month of August, because August we have two supermoons. We have the blue moon on the 31st of August. We had the supermoon on the 1st of August, I believe it was. So it's just a very intense time. It starts intense, it ends intense. And we are going to see with this new moon in Leo that we are very stubborn, but we are also very open to new beliefs, new ideas. Leo brings confidence and creativity, vitality, love, love of life, this vibrancy, this expression, enthusiasm. We become natural leaders or see our natural leadership potential. We also want to be the heroes of our story. We want to shine and we want to help those around us shine. So that's really important. The new moon is a time of darkness between the lunar cycles. This is also seen as the moon as, Spirit stated before, the moon entering into the underworld, a time of death, a time of rebirth, but it's not a time of manifestation, but of self-realization. So this is a time where we look into ourselves and say, what do I really want? What do I really need? After the new moon, when the new moon is reborn, the 17th, the 18th, again, depending on where you are in the world, you're going to see yourself stepping into your power. That's when you start manifesting. This is a time to say, what do I need? What do I need in my life now? Now, Venus is also in the underworld at this time, and it's at the same time as this new moon. And Venus is conjunct the new moon and the sun. She's moving from being our evening star to being our morning star. So she's going through this rebirth, this transformation. There's a transformation here around love, the way that we're connecting with love. There's a T square Pluto from the lunar node, which brings, fear versus love, victim versus creator energy coming forward. We're having this battle of, taking leadership, of entering into that Leo, power into our lives, taking leadership, moving ourselves forward. Black moon Lilith is at 24 degrees of Leo. This is linked to the moon and is a symbol of wild, instinctive femininity. Femininity during this time is a huge theme throughout this moon. Venus is conjunct the moon and the black moon Lilith, which brings rebellious energy, especially centered around love. So just be aware of that. Be aware that our hearts are a little bit rebellious. We're a little bit rebellious around love, around what we desire. Uranus is square the sun and the moon. Individuality, this leads us to individuality, seeking our individuality, speaking our truth, being brave and fully being ourselves, fully seeing ourselves. Jupiter is trine Mercury, which brings big ideas and expansion of the mind. Mars is conjunct Mercury, which is very good for being practical, and voicing that practicality, and also our health and voicing what we need for our health. Mars is opposite Neptune. Now Mars is opposing Neptune, and this becomes a little bit tricky. Mars is all about goals. It's very goal oriented. What am I going to achieve? We're also ruled by Mars. So with Mars conjunct Mercury, Aries, we have those big ideas. We're expanding our mind, really giving voice to how our practicality wants to move us forward. With Mars opposing Neptune, our goals are opposing our dreams. So Neptune is all about our dreams. So our drive can lose its momentum because our dreams aren't there. Like our creative energy isn't there. I'm just hearing kind of like REM sleep. When you have REM sleep and then you can be more creative, you can be more active. That's kind of imaginative. Pay attention to your REM sleep during this time. If you have one of the devices, the watches or rings or whatever that track your sleep, because we can feel lost during this time. Our goals, our stubbornness, our determination, our focus, our Aries energy, our Mars energy is out of alignment with our dreams. So if we can meditate, if we can focus on having our dreams be in alignment with our goals, that would be superb. Now, Venus and the sun and the moon are close to the royal star Regulus. Now, this is the star at the heart of the Leo constellation in the sky. So this is really urging us to come back to our hearts. Venus, as she rises to the morning star, is right by Hydra. And Hydra is the serpent and significantly linked to the sacred feminine, who has us, awakening from the underworld, who is also awakening from the underworld. But that energy is awakening within us during this time. Saturn is in the stars of Aquarius, which is beautiful because Aquarius, the stars in the constellation of Aquarius, are the water bearers. This is pouring, the living waters, the energy of life, the energy of wisdom onto the earth. And Saturn is reminding us in its practical, down to earth, sensible way that we are energy beings. So just be aware of this. Uranus and Jupiter are squaring the moon and Venus, which is close to the heart of Cetus the whale, reminding us of the wisdom that flows in the deep waters, the wisdom of deep waters. Deep, what is it? Silent waters run deep is the saying that Spirit is bringing right now. This is about sacred healing waters. This is about healing, connecting the sacred feminine waters that are held within our own bodies to the creative energy of this universe. We have the Three of Wands right here. And the Three of Wands is telling us there are new horizons opening up. There are new doorways opening to us. There's a sense of there's supposed to be something more. That's why we're being told be mindful of the Ace of Pentacles, because we know there's supposed to be something more powerful, more prosperous, more coming forward. And we're questioning, well, how do I move in that direction? How do I get to where I need to be, where I long to be? We're seeing ships come in. We're seeing opportunities come in. We're also putting out feelers, putting out opportunities, but we can be overwhelmed. Our dreams and our ambition need to be on the same page during this time. And because our Mars energy that rules us is kind of tripping us up right now. Just be aware that we need to be in harmony. We need to focus on our health, our healing, centering into our bodies, being practical, and saying, okay, what do I need to move forward? What do I need to go after those dreams so that this opportunity of intense creativity, of prosperity doesn't pass me by? With the Five of Swords reversed, we're going into a battle that we have faced before with this new moon. This new moon is bringing a lot of energy forward, and yet we don't feel prepared. We don't feel like we've had wins behind us. We can feel like we're going into things slightly blind or slightly overwhelmed or slightly, just off balance. Being harmonized by this moon, seeing this moon as a friend, as an ally, as a way to move forward in our energy, our souls, ourselves, that is going to be so important. Because we're not interested in fighting the same old fights. We're just not. We can actually see ourselves walking away from things, walking away from people, walking away from situations where it's like, I'm not doing this again. I have nothing to prove. I'm not, living for anybody but me. And I'm moving forward in my energy, in my purpose, in what I desire. Be very, very aware because we have, 3 sword cards in a 5-card reading, right? Of Mars conjunct Mercury. Mercury is all about the voice. It's all about words, all about communication. And that is linked to the swords. The swords are the tongue. It is the mind. So with that energy, which is very good energy, be prepared to not want to deal with same old battles, not want to deal with same old people that were frustrating and overwhelming. They could see you as a coward. They can see you as somebody who is choosing to run away or choosing to stay ignorant. You are choosing you. And that's a very good thing. So just be aware of that. They're going to try and kind of use our pride against us, Aries. And especially in a time of Leo, where our pride can be very big. That's one of the things Leos have to be mindful of. Do not let pride take over. Do not let ego take over. With the 10 of Swords, this is that rebirth energy that this new moon is all about. It's about going into the underworld, going into the womb, going into the quiet, the depths of winter, right? The silence, the solitude, and then emerging. And so we're going to see ourselves during this time taking the energy of past hurts, past pains, past devastations, disappointments, things that had stopped us, things that had overwhelmed us. And now we're going to see ourselves coming out of that, stepping into a new version of ourselves or a new understanding of where I need to be, what I desire for myself, how I'm opening up the doors, what's important to me, what isn't important to me. We're taking all the lessons that we have learned over a decade or longer, and we're finding ourselves stepping into what we want from life, what we need from life, and where we need to be for ourselves. And it links us to the 8 of Swords. It links us to this time of rebirth, transformation, new identity of self and desires, an ending of a cycle of old thoughts, old, it's kind of like something on repeat, a tape on repeat, a playing on repeat. That's just like, I'm done with this. I've listened to this song too much. Like I've listened to this nonsense for too long. The 8 of Swords comes in and we're looking at ourselves and we're seeing, I'm trapped in my own mind, in my own thoughts. And that's going to become very real. It's going to hit like a gong being rung. It's going to hit us quite intensely, quite powerfully. It's like, I've been trapped in these thoughts. We're going to hear something. We can be watching something. And I see somebody sending you something, like sending you a YouTube video or a podcast or, a book or something to that effect. And it's like, hey, listen to this. It's intense. Like it hits home and it's real. So just be aware. Or they're just like, oh, this is interesting. And that's all they say. That's all they preference it with. And then all of a sudden you're listening to it and it shakes your world. It's like, oh, I didn't realize I was trapped in my head like that. So just be aware of this. This is also connecting with our sacral chakra, connecting with our creative energy, our intuition, what we desire, what we want, our sensuality, our life force. It's like it's feeling alive again, which is brilliant. Or it's taking the power back into us and saying, I'm embracing my expression of me. Now, with the Knight of Cups, this is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. What we have here is we're moving forward, right? But the Knight is looking backwards. We need to be very mindful during this time, especially with such a powerful Venus influence, that we're not always looking backwards in love. It was better once upon a time, or I don't want to repeat the love that had hurt me, that had overwhelmed me, that had, taken from me what I had desired. With the Knight of Cups, it is moving forward in love. It's realizing what is the most sacred to you and saying, I hold this dear. I move forward in this energy, in this love, in this passion, in what I desire, in what I need for me. And it's bringing the heart back to the center. And Leo is the heart. It is the energy that, even though we don't think of it as being ruled by the heart, Leo is the heart story. It's being the hero of our heart, of our emotions, of what we deeply love and desire within ourselves. Now, let's dive into what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. So it's really interesting here. Okay, we're moving towards the full moon, right? But I just saw this as the supermoon for some reason. So we're moving towards an energy that's telling us to surrender to the divine. Now, we have a full moon in Gemini, and we have both the moons, the new moon in Virgo and the full moon in Virgo, coming forward and reversed. Both Virgo and Gemini are ruled by Mercury. And that's why divinity was highlighting Mars conjunct Mercury so powerfully. I mean, you're opposing Neptune, right? Which is Neptune rules Pisces. So there's that aspect too, where we don't need our practicality to take away from our dreams. We need to have our dreams come forward in our goals and in our achievements. But we need to be very aware of our words. Okay? So we are crowned here and very aware of Mercury energy. Where does our Mercury fall in our chart? What rules our Mercury? Here we have gratitude reversed. As we're looking forward, we can be having a bit of trouble connecting with the different phases of ourselves. Kind of the maiden, mother, matriarch. The boy, the man, and the wisdom. Coming forward, the patriarch coming forward. So here we have gratitude. So that being reversed is being grateful to different phases of ourselves. We can find it hard in a phase in our lives to be grateful to others. But if we can find that gratitude within ourselves for the different phases of us, that is astoundingly powerful. The answers you need are coming. We need to listen. We need to know what to ask. We need to stand in our curiosity. Gratitude reversed can also be very overwhelming. It can almost feel like I stand here by myself. But ancient wisdom stands with you. Your past life self, the wisdom from your angels, the wisdom from your spirit guides, the wisdom from your ancestry that watches over you. But this is also the gratitude to those on this earthly plane that stand with us. even if it was just for a short period of time, even if they don't still stand with us, being grateful for the little experiences of kindness that we have on this earth that are opening up doors. Because being in that love energy, which is so powerful during this time and yet so tricky, is going to be one of the best things that we can do for ourselves. We are not feeling good enough. Ooh, sorry, I hit my mic. We are not feeling good enough. We are feeling as if there's still more to prove, especially since we just don't want to fight the battles. We just don't want the certain battles that are coming. We're like, no, I don't want to do this. And people are going to really push back on us, push back with us and say, but you have to, or, what are you giving up? And it's like, no, I'm walking away from this. It's not right for me. It's not right. And I need not to fight. This is a time where I need not to fight. And we really are embracing surrendering to the quiet of the moon, the silence of the moon, the universe, the power of the stars that live in us, the stardust that makes us, that guides us forward. And we're learning to surrender during this time. We're learning to see, and we're learning that we don't always have to know, which can be a very scary thing and a very overwhelming thing. Now, reverse, we have the energy is gaining momentum. It doesn't feel like it is. We feel stuck. We feel like a person with 10 swords in our body. We don't feel like we're resurrecting. But that's what the new moon is all about. It's about going into the underworld and coming out of the underworld, reborn with new introspection of self, new desires. That's that resilience that comes through to step into the underworld, to step into the unknown and come out. To say, the world, it tries to break you. It's overwhelming. It's overpowering at times. We can lose ourselves to the questions that we ask or the things that we have forgotten to ask, the times that we think have passed us by, the way that we think we can't move forward. We are resilient. And we are also resistant to being crushed. We are still thriving, even if we don't think we are at this very moment. Our soul is still learning, and we are being reborn. This is a time of transformation of the mind, transformation of the way that we look at things. And it brings us then to reverse with the Eight of Swords. If we get too much in our mind, which we can have a tendency to, we can be disconnected from our thoughts and then just dive right in there, just absolutely overcompensate. We're not nourishing ourselves. And we take away. It's a time to give rather than take. It is a time for us to take of questions and of healings and of connection. But we also need to give back our energy to the universe and, clear away the energy that is no longer in us. Do a meditation, just of the light of the universe, like the light of the stars and the planets just coming into your body, just radiating through your body. And let all the light that has been in your body, that is no longer needed, that is no longer healing, that is no longer serving you, move away. This will resonate around your heart, but also around your liver. And that's going to be very important. In Qigong, green represents the liver. That's where our anger is held. A release of anger, a release of emotional pain, because our heart speaks to our brain. Our heart speaks to our brain faster than our brain speaks to our heart. And so to move forward in our love, in our connection, and releasing the anger is going to be such a powerful thing for us. And it will lead us to not being trapped in our mind, overthinking, overanalyzing, and then just wanting to escape, mindlessly scrolling through our phones on whatever catches our fancy. It's time to surrender to the divine. Surrendering to the divine is going to be freeing. Now, extremes reversed with the Knight of Cups as we move forward, learning about our heart, connecting with the Black Moon of Lilith, connecting with the Venus energy of being reborn, of going from the evening star to the morning star. We are going to see ourselves not wanting extremes. We want things to be steady. We want things to be more balanced, because it brings a rebellion to the heart, which can bring huge extremes back and forth. And we're tired of the pendulum swinging. We're tired of the unknown. We're tired of feeling adrift. This is a time where we're moving towards being anchored in what we love, in what we desire, in what's, powerful and good and bountiful for us. It leads us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And this is the Eight of Cups reverse. We're walking away from something. Consciously, we're walking away from something. Subconsciously, we're not quite ready to leave it. We're not. We're still holding on to it. It's kind of like a little kid, holding onto their blanket, until they have to go into school, and then leaving it with their parent and being like, okay, you take it, or their caregiver, okay, you take it because I can't be seen with it. But there's something here where it's like, I'm holding on to this. because it's become a safety net. It's become a crutch. It's become the thing that I lean on. But we're going to need to let it go. We're going to need to free ourselves of it. It moves us to our subconscious spirit message, which is spontaneous, reverse. Subconsciously, we don't want to be spontaneous. We want things to be more steady, more laid out, more boring. Even though we're like, oh my gosh, it's boring, it's terrible. Aries, we don't like boring. But we don't want to be spontaneous. We don't. We want things to be more steady. So even if we're a bit bored with certain things, we still want things to be steady. We want things to be harmonized. Our subconscious tarot message is the sun. If you are looking for a yes or no answer, this is a yes. This is shining. This is radiance. This is what rules Leo. The sun rules Leo. Leo plays a huge role in this time for you, in the power of yourself, in what you desire and what you want and what you need. So connecting with Leo energy, connecting with that lion energy. If you're going to have a picture of a lion, if you have lion jewelry, wear it. A lion shirt, wear it during this time. Connect with that energy of fierceness, of bravery, of owning your story, of letting yourself shine. If you have jewelry that reminds you of the sun, or a shirt with the sun on it, wear it. Open up the windows, let the sun in. Be out in the sun. It's going to be so powerful and so healing and beneficial for you, Aries. Our subconscious Luna message. Okay, so that's why Spirit had me see the supermoon, which surrendered to the divine, because we have the supermoon right here. And that's what we have, sandwiching this month are two supermoons, right? Emotions are running high. That's just going to be fact. We don't want extremes. We're not into that. But emotions are running high. Purity. They're not all going to be pure. They're not all going to be maybe the best emotions that you want to share with everybody. But emotions are running high. Feel them. Let them run through you. We don't have to act on them, but we have to acknowledge our humanity. Acknowledge our passions, our desires, what we want, what we're looking for, what we need in our lives. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this new moon and of ourselves. It's an intense time. Soak it in. Soak it in. All right. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless, and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful new moon. Bye.